So regardless, they're chasing Cleveland.
Yeah.
He turned my mic on for me. I don't know why that's funny, but he did. Brought to you by Twin Peaks. And he just
You're
turned
hot.
it off. The Tigers pounded the...
Michael.
No! I can go 2 minutes. This is not on the network. The Twins pounded... the Tigers pounded the Twins to win their third consecutive series. Detroit hit a homer every inning between the fourth and eighth. This was the first. Gator Montero left to a standing ovation after 6 1/3 innings of shutout ball where he gave up 4 hits and a walk while striking out 4. Before the game, A.J. Hinch announced that Tarek Skubal will officially return to the rotation Saturday against the Guardians, which marks just 38 days since his procedure. Casey Mize also expected to return on Sunday. ESPN weighed in on Pistons big man Jalen Duren. Quote, sources around the league say they believe Duren will get more than $30 million per year. The question for Detroit is how big that number will get, as Langdon said a hefty price tag tag for Duren cuts down on the Pistons' future flexibility quite a bit, end quote. Yes. Lions coach Dan Campbell told the media today that he anticipates Brian Branch being ready for training camp and is doing well. The Denver Broncos and head coach Sean Payton agreed to a new 5-year deal today. The NHL Finals continue tonight with the Knights and Hurricanes. They're tied at 2 apiece. Absolutely. At the Corwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. For more, go to 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
All right, good afternoon. Let's get to business. Abbreviated show, but we got a lot to get through. And I'm going to throw a change up at Rico here because I have 2 things now. I had one regarding the Tigers, and we're going to get to that second.
Cole Keith?
No. Oh, did you see they didn't high-five him? Yeah. Okay, guys, you've talked about it for 15 minutes. Yes, I'm aware. Now, let's just, please, focus. I know there are things that bother me that don't bother normal people. I've accepted this. Let me just throw this your way.
Okay.
I want to know if Jeremy Otto represents Metro Detroit. I feel like I have to say this because people can't tell the difference between like reality and fun. Like, I really like Jeremy Otto. I think Jeremy Otto is one of the sweetest guys in the building. Okay. But we do like to bust his chops because his reactions to us sabotaging his updates are the sunshine in my day. But before he took the air, we were having kind of a back and forth about the Tigers. And he was like befuddled that we didn't have like a Barnum and Bailey circus in here with elephants and popcorn and like the flying Tanzinis in the ceiling. And I'm like, Jeremy, what do you want me to say, brother? They're, what are they, 11 under 500 now?
Yeah.
He goes, well, they're playing better. And I'm like, yeah.
Then what?
Then they're better this month than last month. I go, right, but Jeremy, look, man, it takes a while to earn me back. I'm happy they're playing better, albeit not last night, but today was fun. But it's this long grind in baseball. And Jeremy has like an innocence about him where he's like, but they're getting the best pitcher in the game back. And I'm like, yeah, and I want him traded. So, so it was this weird thing where I look around other places and your team's in last place and you're 12 games under 500 headed into today, all right, 28-40. And I feel like sometimes I live in a simulation. Like in Boston, they're talking about all the terrible ways they can ruin Craig Breslow's life as the GM of this team and get him out of town. And the Red Sox have like they're what are they, 1 game better than you? Yeah. Like I'm not even playing this game of if you were in all these other divisions. I'm saying just on the level, here's what you are. I can't erase 60 games of largely mediocre to, at one point, the worst team in baseball, with 9 games, now 7-2. It's a really nice start to the month. But it's so weird because people like Jeremy, and that's not a those people blast. Jeremy's a sweet guy. But I told him, I said, dude, I've done this for, in total, 25 years, and down here I'm in my 22nd year. I go, Jeremy, I've seen it all. I'm too jaded to do this little. Jeremy's like a kid at his first camp. He's just excited. He's at band camp. And he's going to show you a trick with his flute. Oh, but the point I'm making is I want to know if Jeremy represents the average fan. Because I can just take it at face value. Look, they took a series from the Twins. Congrats. The Twins are horrific. Good. But it doesn't materially change where this team is at, what the math is. And I told you, like, is it a flaw in me of my many flaws? Until or unless you get to 500, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be throwing a Chuck E. Cheese party. And Jeremy just kind of whimsically looked at me. I want you to answer this honestly. You won't hurt my feelings.
I think honestly he does. I think honestly Otto represents a lot of the people who said, I'm done with this team, but Yes, I'm done with this team. Oh, wait, they're winning again. I like this team again. So, yes, they're on again, off again.
Okay.
Can you be entertaining? I don't think that Otto or a lot of the fan base can say the words World Series and not chuckle and laugh, because that's not the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is not to stumble out of bed in the morning. And guess what? In the last couple of games, they haven't. They actually got up, brushed their teeth, and were productive citizens.
I've heard that.
So, yes, I do think that a lot of people are like that, where they couldn't hit home runs. They've already surpassed their month of May home runs.
Yeah, they're in this power surge, and
they're
Dylan
fun to
Dingler's
watch.
on fire. Riley Green has tapped into a little bit of power. Carpenter's not the player he was before injury, which was terrible.
Right. You got Cater Maddox on the mound today.
Okay.
Right, I'm just saying, they're fun to watch. So, in the summer, that's all that a lot of people need.
Okay, but this is why I'm
that
asking.
Bridge. Get me the Lions.
I'm asking because I don't need nor do I want people to do it the way I do.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that when a team puts themselves a zillion games out of first and is 12 games under 500, now 11 with the win today, buddy, it takes more than 9 games to get me going.
No.
And yeah, the series against Cleveland will be super interesting. And maybe if you swept them and you found yourself, what are they, 9 games out, 8.5 games, I don't know, 5.5 games out, maybe it does take a different tenor. I don't know. I got to see it to believe it.
And the reason why it has a different tenor, Mike, because you're looking at it, you're taking 10 steps back and looking at the big picture.
Yeah, being an adult.
No, you're looking big picture. Most people are just looking day to day. They're looking 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, that's what kids do.
And
You've just described children. That's what kids do.
there's some adults that do that too.
Yeah, well, children.
Can you?
Did you see outside the Knicks game last night? Not a lot of long view there.
No. Can you just win games, because you're not going to trade anybody? So,
But see, okay, let's add this to the mix. That plays into my reaction to this. I don't fear, but I have a concern. They're going to fool themselves into thinking everything's okay, not trade their impending free agents, not just the guy we talk about, and then fall short. And then what was it all for? And you harm the organization. So there's a part of me, when you get to be this bad, I don't necessarily need you to get up off the floor. I kind of think it's okay if you just stay there, and I'll move on to the NFL.
Right.
But they have time now,
They do.
in this month, to just keep going. And at a certain point, I'll be able to enjoy it. Right now, it's just like, did you do your homework? Right. Yes, you did. You took 2 or 3 from the Twins. I don't celebrate you doing the bare minimum.
no. But I think with this team and not
Otto
winning,
sure does.
No,
Wow.
because Mike, they're like,
He dissolved and evolved.
because let me give you an example. Maybe this will help you out.
Go ahead.
For you, you're looking at big picture World Series. So this Tigers team is like that neighborhood carnival that pops up on the corner. You go to it. It's entertaining. It's fun because it's there, because it's what you have. You don't have to travel. You don't have to do a lot of things. You're not going to spend a ton of money. You're not going to. It ain't Disney World. Okay, it has its limitations, but you realize that it's a corner carnival. That's what this team is. You go there, you have fun, you get your daiquiris, you sit in the sun, and hopefully you can be entertaining enough to get me to September when football kicks in. That's why I think the people like Otto are.
Yeah, and I want to reaffirm this too, because it is Snowflake City. There's nothing wrong if that's Jeremy or your viewpoint. If you want to do the day-to-day emotional highs and lows of baseball, you're welcome to, but this team's got to earn me back. And I don't care. You could be like, who cares about you? Nobody. I'm just making a
I'm
point.
sure there are people
No.
who care
I'm
about
making a point that I don't think any fan in my position should be persecuted, where it's like, oh, how dare I what?
But
they plunged to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. It's not my problem. Play your way out of it, earn your way back. I mean, a team goes 15 games under 500. They have a 7-2 run, okay? I mean, that's like someone having their first day sober and you're acting like it's been 20 years. You got work to do.
Correct.
So, like,
First of
Jeremy was like aghast.
First of all, good use of the term Mariana Trench.
Well, thank you.
Second,
Geology's my jam.
second, and then David, we'll get to you, but you see that throughout this entire city, Mike, where
do.
there are some who, and we're going to see it a lot in the fall. Is it Super Bowl or bust, or is it, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this game. I'm just going to enjoy this week. I'm just going to enjoy this team. Why can't you be happy? Okay, team's winning.
Once
All
again,
right?
children. I don't want to deal with children.
And I think you see that in every aspect, whether it was Piston fan, Wings fans, Tigers fans, Lions fans, anyone. You have those who say, look, the ultimate goal is the goal. Winning, trophy, goal. And there are others who are like, no, the journey and the ride. That's the goal.
That's what kids do. 248-539-9797.
Are we there yet?
97. David, talk to me, buddy. Where do you side on this? And again, we're all big fans of Jeremy Otto. This is not an attack.
And
We
David,
are.
it's okay if if Mike considers you a child. So, because I
No,
think some people just are in the moment.
Factually, you described the behavior of a child. That's how kids look at the world. How do I get my next Nutter Butter? That they're not thinking about anything other than did they poop their pants that day and what's for dinner.
Come on now, that's not true.
Okay then, David.
Yeah, I can't live like Jeremy Otto. I can't live like Jeremy Otto. It's black and white for me.
But you love kids.
Are you winning championships or are you not winning championships? And right now, they're not in a spot to do that. So I cannot sit here and be happy because they blew a team out 11-0. Sorry, they had a bad May. Can't
They're
get me
having
back.
a good June, but man, they got a lot more work to do.
But I said it at the beginning when we were on with Rico and you weren't here, and I said they got to flip the month. And I know that's not realistic, but that's basically what they have to do for me.
Mm-hmm.
They had a bad month. Do this the rest of the month, and then we can talk.
Like that's where I'm at. Like we're gonna celebrate America 250 if the Tigers are good. Get to 4th of July weekend. Let's assess where we're at. I mean, Jeremy's already taken his pants off.
No, but
He's running around pantsless.
But once
it's
again-
unbelievable.
when you look at the city of Boston, different goals. So therefore, they're not happy
But why can't we have those same goals here in Detroit?
Because you're children.
because Boston has had how many parades in the last 20 years?
Uh-oh. That's fair.
Wow,
Not
he just
acceptable, but fair.
people. I'd like to just tell you, Rico's outfitted David with a Greater Life body bag. Oh my God!
No, I'm just that's why, because they've seen it in every sport that's won a title in the last 20 years. We haven't.
So let me ask the people, because I actually had something fun out of this game. But Jeremy, it peaked. What was that? Oh, hold on. We've got a collection of those. We got a bunch. I was fascinated by Jeremy's kind of, he was shocked we weren't going to do like hey, what was your 38 favorite things from the game today? I'm like, no, we've got an update on the Sorsby thing. We've got what happened in New York last night.
Which home run was your favorite?
Right. And I'm like, what?
Did you see they didn't high five Cole Keith?
248-539-9797. Where are you at? Are you team Otto minus the copious amount of pregnancies? Or are you more team me and Rico? This team's got to earn you back, and we'll follow it day by day, and I'm glad they're playing well, but kind of still want to make the trades, kind of still have doubts. See you 4th of July. What side of it are you on? I don't think there's wrong or right, good or bad. I think Jeremy's a little bit bricked up for the moment. And I do have something fun out of this game that I'll get to next, and we'll get to your calls. 97.1. All right. So people want to rap about it. I'm glad. Just Jeremy Otto, that type of fan versus the type of fan we are. And kind of where you're at, because the Tigers, they're playing better ball. But the hole they have dug for themselves is so large. I just need to see a lot more before I truly can get the Jeremy Otto innocent joy out of it. I don't. I'm actually I resent the way they played for basically 6 weeks. Well, basically the whole season. They were a 500 team before losing Scooble. I must have missed where being 500 is acceptable. So look, where are you at? The last note before we go phones and we get texts. I wanted to give you my original topic, and I'm asking this in a very lighthearted manner. Is there anything dumber than the positional player pitching in baseball? So that happened today. You were kicking the Twins' ass so badly, the Twins went, F it. We're going to rock a positional player, throwing 45 miles an hour. And I looked at Rico and I looked at Evan, and I go, this is one of the things in sports you should just call the game. If it's after 7 innings, you've gotten your money's worth. Mm-hmm. And a positional player enters that game, give everybody a $10 gift certificate for a beer and send them home. Mm-hmm. The positional player. There's no other example of this in sports. You can play the backup quarterback. He's still a quarterback. Backup goalie, no problem. Your worst players, or in the case of the Red Wings, all their players, cool. 4th line minutes for everyone. They're still players.
Right.
This is the only example of essentially grabbing a homeless man from the front of the play, like the guys who would play the paint jugs,
right,
and they're pitching.
The only thing I can think of is that rare exception where you got to put the punter out there because you've run out of quarterbacks. And now the guy who played Wildcat in college,
sure, call the game.
QB. But yeah, you're
call
right,
the game
because in baseball, and I don't know, baseball nerds may know the answer to this.
Yes,
I don't recall ever when you go to the positional player pitching, you come back and win the game. That game is over.
I'm fairly comfortable saying it's never happened.
And it's one of those things that it's like now where you could just look, instead of doing the 4 ball, hey, just hold up 4 fingers. Go ahead and walk this guy. We don't need to waste pitches. Just go down to first. Because that always, to me, the intentional walk,
and if fans
we really have to do but yes.
If people like it, do your thing. I'm just saying, if it's past 6 full innings of play, and we've gotten into the 7th, 8th, or 9th, and you're going to put Bob the plumber, a.k.a. a shortstop who's now going to pitch, call the game. Give everybody a free beer, call the game, and please spare us.
The only way you like this is if you had this guy in a parlay or hit a home run. No.
All right.
Mike, that's the only way that anybody gets excited saying, oh, my goodness.
Didn't realize I was hosting with Brendan Sorsby.
No, we can pad our stat. No, it makes no sense. I'm just saying the only people who actually like this
are sickos.
Or the actual players who realize, oh, I can get an extra home run.
Right. I'm saying for our purposes, it's painful to watch. And it's like, you're clubbing a baby seal. Enough.
No, because if anything, I'm laughing at you because you got out. You struck out.
That's
and this
true.
guy's not throwing the ball but 50 miles an hour. So if you don't crush it,
45.
I'm laughing at
45 miles an hour. David, the text communicate. Do you agree or am I crazy? Wouldn't that be a cool thing to do where you just not forfeit, you call the game, give every fan in the building $20 for the team store. Thanks for coming out. Let the Twins get on the damn airplane and you go big. Everybody can get back home.
Because the Twins are ready to get on the airplane today.
Well, yeah, the Tigers destroyed them.
I guess I've never had a problem seeing it. It's something different in sports, something you don't ever see.
Okay.
Like I've heard about the emergency goalie. You don't really see that a lot.
But it's still a goalie.
No, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the Zamboni driver.
When?
Oh, you've heard of stories like that.
One, and I think it was the Washington Capitals 30 years ago.
Exactly. That's what I'm
David,
saying.
but we see this several times a month. There's a bit of a difference there. Okay.
Because my thing is that you never see the comeback. Like, oh, my God, the Twins came back and won the game 13-12.
Yeah, the positional player came in and pitched 3 scoreless. No, the guy gets absolutely launched into space.
Right. Unless his last name is Otani, I don't want to see it.
David texts.
Being jaded doesn't mean you have to knock someone that is hopeful. Sports are supposed to be fun first and foremost. Excitement, hope beats cynicism, they
That's
say.
adorable.
Maybe we're just real fans. Support them when they're bad and support them when they're good.
Oh, there's a name for that. It's called you're a sucker and a lemming. If you support them when they're bad, when do you get to cash in your fan points? Did you get your free seat at the 1901 club with all your loyalty points? This is what I mean. It's like talking to little kids. You can have your viewpoint, but see, the first two texts want to come at me. That's why garbage in, garbage out. I'll come right back at you. You sound like a 12-year-old who just saw your first boob. Good Lord. Sports are supposed to be innocent. Sports are greed and filth and anger. Sports are not innocent.
Not to everybody, Mike. This is where, yes, we are jaded. To some people, they haven't crossed that threshold yet. And they do think that it's fun. It's okay.
You can
and
have
they're
fun.
Not children.
The time for fun is when you're over 500. I do not accept fun when you're 11 games under.
So you're fan gatekeeping now.
No, I'm just giving you my perspective.
Okay.
I just don't think it makes me bad. All right. I want a World Series. Who cares about... Oh, just enjoy the day. I will. Looking at the sky. I don't need the Tigers bludgeoning the Twins. Go ahead.
Rooting for the Tigers right now is like being happy when Mike Vrabel went to therapy for 8 hours after a 6-year affair.
I don't know that'd be.
Work.
I don't know that'd be the example I'd use, but I kind of dig it. You like Vrabes. You got a lot more work to do. You barely read the brochure after a 6-year affair on your wife and children.
Okay, and real quick, David, I'm going to read this, Mike, because you said what's the equivalent of the positional player.
Yeah.
This may be true, and this comes from Tom. He sent this to me via X. Steven Izzo and Charlie May, when the coach's kid is placed into the game, you can go ahead and call the game.
He's right, you know. Yes.
So you know what?
I'd like to shout out Tom. You're a brilliant and beautiful man.
That's a great example.
Equivalent to positional player, Barry Sanders' kid. What was his name? Nick Sanders. Nick Sanders is your catcher pitching.
Here comes Steven Izzo, or here's Charlie May. Yeah, we're done.
David.
Dennis in AP says the Tigers had a historically bad May. They need a historically great June just to get me thinking about having playoff hopes. Otherwise, I just watch for the love of the sport.
Which I'm totally fine with. There's a difference between watching it as background noise, enjoy the day for what it is, but not walking around lurched over like Otto.
Team Jeremy rather live in the make-believe. That is Jeff from Troy.
Wow.
You know what? Go ahead. I can't even stop that.
Nope. Nope. You're going to do this now. You're the disciplinarian. Come on, Unc. You step in. Go ahead. Lecture this young man.
It just at this point, I would need to know how old is this person who just texted in.
No, you don't.
Because
you're going to hate the answer.
I'm hoping you're under 20.
Nope.
So
no
that's what
shot.
I'm hoping for.
That's a 42-year-old with 2 kids.
You're under 20, and you know what?
Don't face reality. Live in the pretend.
You're under
by
20.
Tony Robbins.
No, you're under 20, and you really haven't faced anything bad yet in your life.
Oh, baby. Go ahead, David. Then we'll get to the calls, and we'll move on. The positional player thing was really how I wanted to start the show, but Jeremy fascinated me, so we went that route.
From KJ, I'm sorry, but winning championships as your only source of joy is sad. Sports are competition and entertainment. If my team entertains me while being competitive, then I'm happy.
Guess what? You're their favorite customer. Deliver nothing and take from you everything. Enjoy.
We're going to keep that streak alive.
That's right, baby.
He's right.
He's right. All right, we'll get to the callers, and then we are going to move. We've got an update from the Sorsby situation.
Looks like Jeremy Otto's ready to come back in here.
Jeremy was fantastic to start the day.
Yeah, he's saying you're number one, Mike.
That's just not very nice. And Jeremy, I said we're big fans. I said you're not wrong. I just don't understand you. There's a difference. None of this was, hold on. Was any of what I did salacious or mean-spirited? No. My goodness.
Except calling him a child.
I didn't say that. He said that. 248-539-9797. We're going to get to the people. We got an update. It's gotten worse in West Texas. And also an interesting angle from what took place in New York last night. One of the great NBA Finals games ever. But Rico and I have questions. We're going to do that in the 5 o'clock. 97.1. Tigers bomb the Twins, another series win. Very nice. Now, do that about 10 more times. But we're having a conversation. We'll get you the update from the Sorsby files because somehow it just gets worse and worse. We'll have Rico with that. Right now, we go to Jeff. He's out in Royal Oak, 97.1. Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, doing good. How you guys doing?
Good,
Hey,
pal.
Jeff.
What's on your mind?
All right, thanks. Hey, whenever I walk into Comerica, I do feel like a little kid. I tear up when they do the national anthem. However, last night I had free tickets, and I chose instead to go get physical therapy and get my butt kicked. So I don't know what that tells you.
Oh, dear. You're all over the emotional chart.
You know what? You may have actually won with
I'm
the
all
physical therapy.
Yeah, I think I might have, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, so like when you heard us talk about it, I mean, kind of, look, you can be both. I mean, baseball, there's a romance to it. There's a nostalgia. There is, being at a ballpark is a unique experience in sports. All of that is fine. This is just, where are you at with this team? They're playing better baseball.
Hey, I grew up on the west side of the state. There's more Cubs fans there than Tigers fans. I moved here in 2019, and I became a Tigers fan more and more and more.
Yeah.
I saw more games last year than I ever have in my life, and this year I've gone to one. So I'm listening on the radio more, but tuning in, going in there, taking the effort.
No, they
have to earn it.
They have to earn that back. Yeah, like by 4th of July, if they're a couple of games out of first, if they're, at 500, like then it's a different conversation. And then I think I would become more like Jeremy. But 12, 11 games under 5, like I was shocked. Jeff, he looked at me like I had a banana hanging off my head. And I'm going, what's the problem here? So no, Jeff, I appreciate it. And again, I mean, physical therapy, very important. We got to get you upright, buddy. I mean, come on. You got to take care of yourself. 162 games. You'll be fine. Go to Kyle, 97.1. Kyle, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. What's up?
First off, Jeremy Otto is just a fan. You got to leave him alone. He's just excited about the Tigers because they are playing well. I'll give him that. But I do think we got to keep sight of the long-term goal, and that is winning championships, right?
I agree with that. Yes.
Exactly. So no matter what the record is, even if they're at 500 or come the deadline, we got to trade Terry Skubal and probably some more. I think that's the best chance of winning championships in years to come.
I think you and I are a couple of lone wolves on that one. Because, case in point, let's have a conversation about today in realistic terms. Cater Montero is basically going to guarantee you 5 nice innings every time he goes out. And a day like today, he pushed the outer limits, got 6 2/3. But when Mize comes back, or when Skubal comes back, or when JV comes back, a guy like Montero might get pushed out through no fault of his own. He just doesn't make as much money as the other guys. The point I'm making is if you deal Skubal because it's what's right for the organization, you still have enough pitching to win this division. But that's going to be hard to sell this town, Kyle. I may need to call you out of the bullpen when we do those shows.
Do it, absolutely. But what I'm afraid is Detroit Tigers fans, or Detroit fans in general, and probably Scott Harris, are going to get, if the Tigers keep on this run and say, hey, we're going to make the playoffs or get a wild card or even win the division, and we miss out on getting return from Skubal or any other players that aren't playing well.
I think it's pretty devastating.
That would it put us back 5 years at least.
Yeah, and I mean, Kyle, look, and again, I've had a lot of experience with the guy on my own team, and obviously him here the last year and a half. Like, I'm not the biggest Gleyber Torres guy, but he could help a contender. He's an expiring contract. You have Mize, who's headed to free agency. You have Skubal. Those are 3 major pieces that collectively, in a hypothetical world, Scott Harris does that. You're going to set yourself up for success when baseball returns.
Absolutely.
Versus if you do this, the all-in part of this never featured being 15, 16 under, to which historically speaking, Kyle, no team has ever been 16 games under 500, came back and made the playoffs. So that's kind of now again, I look at things through my jaded lens. Otto's in the ball pit at McDonald's. Fine. It's just, I can't be anyone other than me. And Jeremy is welcome to be. I love Jeremy. I don't watch sports the way he does.
Right.
I can't.
Okay, fair.
Go to Andrew, 97.1. Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
First time caller here. Love the show.
Welcome. What's going on?
Right on. So specific to the to the Tigers. Certainly happy that we got some wins here, but I still am in question. I have been for a while as for how we use Cole Keith and his performance against lefties and like the big picture here. So hear me out for a sec.
Sure.
So Cole Keith, his rookie year, goes 25 for 82 against lefties. Minimal to no power. This is off the top of my head, honestly. Minimal to no power, like 2 doubles, a homer, but a higher OPS, 718 OPS against lefties than righties. You realize, he's not a franchise player, but we have given a vote of confidence where we signed the guy, all right? So we like him. Well, last year, his at-bats get cut in half against lefties. He gets, it was 42 or 43 at-bats, and, the numbers go down into the gutter. This year, the dude has had 9 at-bats against lefties. I cannot understand, and again, don't get me wrong, I am happy that we're winning again. I hope we go on a run, right? 100%. But in my mind, it makes no sense as for why we would pinch hit a Zach Short, a Howie Lee for the likes of Cole Keith with some like imaginary analytics that literally don't exist with either of those guys. Howie Lee I like, right?
All right. So this is complicated. It's a good question. Right. And one thing, and I'm not doing shameless promotion. When they do bad, I crack them. And when they do things I like, I promote them. I thought Jim and John did a very good interview with AJ Hinch this morning, and they kind of delved into this, Andrew. And I'm sure Evan's got a video out there, or you can use the app, but it's worth a listen. It really is. But here's the thing. The Tigers have a philosophy of how they want to do things. Now, whether you and I agree with it is immaterial. I can't change it. I hate it. Your point about Keith not even being given a chance to fail against lefties, I think hurts his development. And to your point, you're spot on. He has 10 at-bats this year against lefties of almost 200 ABs. Now, the problem I have, hold on, I want to finish the point, and then I'll give you all the time you want, brother.
Absolutely.
When they take him out of the game, and I got to look at Jahmai Jones, that's a guy that now has gone about 80-some-odd games being useless. At that point, I think you got to alter your perspective. But AJ's pretty firm in how he's going to do things. So that's all. Now, carry on. I just wanted to lay it out because I agree with you.
Right. Exactly my point. Jahmai Jones was kind of next up on the docket if I was going to be able to talk about it for a second. So exactly what I'm getting at. And dude, Scott Harris has reiterated time and time again, which in fairness, he has done a good job developing at certain points. In the organization. But if we're all about development, to me, we sign Cole Keith. Are we going to develop him and give him an opportunity to succeed? Now, I think there is a piece where, okay, he's an Alavila guy, right? Same with Kerry Carpenter. But same thing with Kerry. I mean, dude's hitting bombs against lefties in the playoffs, but doesn't get opportunities in the regular season. I get it's different. I get they have their approach. And I get that it's actually smart of them to stick to it, right? And maybe do I think they should take a little more blame sometimes when it doesn't work? Yes, but I understand it's an organization and this is
it's also I have a problem where Colt Keith in about 150 career at bats against lefties hitting 255, 260, and you're continuing to bring in a guy who's hitting 140. Just can't hit lefties this year. So there is a part where I do say analytics be damned. Let me trust my guy.
Yeah.
Because Colt Keith, he is one of your outside of McGonigal. And if Riley's running hot where the BABIP is through the roof, he's one of your 3-4 best hitters. I'd rather just give the kid a little more runway. But, Andrew, they're never going to give in. This is how they're designed. This is how they want to play.
Very analytics driven.
Optionality.
There we go.
Northville Lumber, largest Trex decking outlet in the country. Northville is Michigan's Trex superstore. And their warehouse, fantastic. Bottom line, everything's in stock all the time. You don't need to wait. There's no need for a rush order or it's just there. And if you're a contractor, you damn well know the value of keeping your schedule, getting the products you need at the prices you need. It just makes sense. Go to northvillelumber.com. That's northvillelumber.com. Or, of course, stop by the brand new showroom, full window program, take home some samples. It's Northville Lumber. Okay, so we got an update for you. And I promise you all of this is real. It's kind of as the world turns. I told you, this story, the only thing we like better is Club Rossini. So Brendan Sorsby, $6 million QB, Texas Tech, the belle of the ball, the transfer portal. Turns out he's a gambling addict, gambled on college football. That's the biggest no-no in the world. You're basically Pete Rose. You're banned. You can't play no more. Just kidding. We found a retired judge on a golf course who somehow ruled in your favor, and now you're back. Whole college football world set ablaze. Everyone hates you. But wait, second prize is the steak knives. Here's Rico Beard with today's update. From I Hate This World.
Today's update, and as Texas Tech turns, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton sent a formal letter to the Big 12 officials threatening legal action if the conference moves to sanction Texas Tech over its support of quarterback Brendan Sorsby. Layman's terms, if you guys decide to boycott and not play Texas Tech, I will bring the law on you and force you to play them or sue you. This is where we are right now. And this is not some lawyer. This is the Attorney General of the state of Texas.
So they say, we're going to go full Keating on this one. So here's your problem. The Big 12 has bylaws. Conferences have bylaws. Conferences that schools willingly sign up to be a part of and willingly agree to the manifest and the bylaws that they will operate under. Well, the Big 12 has a bylaw called 3.6, which is essentially if you act like a bleep hole and you don't run with integrity and you besmirch the Big 12, we can take some rather draconian measures that are included but not limited to fines, suspensions, or forfeitures. It's the bylaw. Now what we're looking at is, so this is what kills me about all of this. Paying players has nothing to do with what we're seeing now, meaning for 50, 60, 70 years, we have had conferences run themselves as their own fiefdoms, bylaws, rules, right?
Yep.
The NCAA was the overriding party that would dole punishment that we often complained wasn't stiff enough, tough enough, and took too long to administer the justice.
Correct.
Now, any Tom, Dick, or Harry, anybody on a golf course who at one point was a judge in their life can simply blow up the power structure, for what reason I have no understanding of. Or even worse now, you could have the Attorney General of a state waste time in their day threatening the conference that the school plays in. I say this often, and I say it today with all the love in my heart, and then Rico's taking it to 6. What are we even doing here?
Well, Mike, there's yet another angle because the Big 12 has now fired back. We received your letter. We're still going ahead full steam. Now, we're going to, quote, we're taking time with our legal counsel to understand the concerns of the state, and we'll meet again with the full board next week. But as of right now, we're moving forward with our executive board today in preparation for our full board meeting on Monday. They're going full steam ahead.
They should.
So
they have the bylaws. You agreed to the bylaws. I mean, it's like agreeing to move to a certain city. You know your property taxes, and then you say you're not paying them because they're too high. Well, that's not how this works.
Right. They are saying all discussions with the full board will determine our course of action with all options remain on the table. So they're not backing down either.
They shouldn't. And it takes a supermajority vote, and they can. And we said this, they're within their rights. So is the CFP. And look, we always talk about this. I think as a society, we are far too litigious. I just can't believe at no point do we do what's right. And this is where, like, I'm not trying to make this too deep of a conversation, but, like, this is part of, I fear for people who have kids. Like, David, I mean this. I mean, I'm an uncle. I worry about my nieces and nephews, and I worry about how you raise a kid in this world. There's literally nothing you can point to, next to nothing in this world, where you go, that's integrity. That's doing the right thing. It is just, oh my God, dude. At no point thus far has anyone except the NCAA, this is how you know you're down bad, when you're using the NCAA as a martyr, no one's done the right thing. That's insane to me.
It is.
And this is as cut and dry as it gets. The worst part of this, Joey Maguire. And this is what kills me about and why I can't be Jeremy Otto as a fan. I liked, past tense, Joey Maguire. I like the story of Joey Maguire. Texas high school coach. You go to the Badlands at Tech. Getting kids to Lubbock is not easy. Now we're going to do the NIL thing. Not easy to manage egos. Not easy. You know, you got the cast of landman barking down your collar. I kind of dug it. I've always had an affinity for Texas Tech. Maguire comes out yesterday and is like, well, it's not like you killed somebody. I'm like, you're supposed to be the leader of men.
No, Mike. But you see this all the time.
I know, but I don't want to.
Okay, whether it's sports, whether
Damn
it's politics, it's difficult to say when your favorite person or your leader has screwed up and you just can't say, that's messed up. You then say, no, you just don't understand. It's like, it's okay to say.
David's yelling behind glass.
It's
Hold on, go
right
ahead.
Or wrong. Period. You know what right or wrong is.
Thank you.
And the coach is an adult, going back to children, is an adult. He should know what right or wrong is.
It's right or wrong, but it's also you do things upon party lines. And if it's your team, trust me, if he would be saying something totally different if this was the quarterback at Oklahoma State.
And there's your thing. It's always whataboutism. No one ever just can own it. Well, what about this? And what about that? No, stop the whataboutism and stop. Sometimes bad things come to your doorstep. Own it. Like, own it. Joey Maguire, no one's blaming you. You didn't do this to Brendan Sorsby. Sorsby did it to himself.
Because here's the thing. Joey could just say, okay, guys, he's on the team. He's all of that. You're the fifth string quarterback. You're not playing.
He's redshirting this year. Whatever it is.
Not even redshirting. You're just not playing. I don't want you back. So I don't want you to say, well, I got another year. No, you don't.
Let me go to Paul in Sterling Heights. He's got some color on this. I'm interested to hear. Paulie, welcome. What's going on, bud?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, not to get political and stuff, but the only reason this is happening is because Paxton is running for governor this year.
Ah.
I guarantee you he's just trying to buy votes.
Uh-huh. Paul, look at Paulie for 3 timeout Pistons. That's Paul, that's the point of the day. So this is one of the ultimate grandstanding actions out there.
Makes sense.
What a joke.
And I'm sure he's a Republican, so I'm sure he's not popular in college towns. So he's probably going to pick up some votes he wouldn't have got otherwise.
Paul, can I ask a question as you're just driving around, hopefully at the end of your day? I'm being sincere about this. Paul, how did we get here? How the hell is this real life?
Is Paul your therapist?
I just want to talk to Paul. He's got a calming voice, and he made a great point. I want Paul to just talk to me for a minute.
Paul.
Please.
It's on you, Paulie.
It's because there's no integrity anymore and no accountability for anything.
Nothing. It's Paul, it's crazy and it's disheartening because ultimately I'm one of the idiots. I didn't have a problem if you wanted to pay players a little bit of money. I mean, there's a difference between imagine any of us back in our college years making 25 grand or 50 grand a year. We would have felt like Rick Ross. Now you got guys running around campus with $5 million. It's like, oh, wait, so we paid them way too much and gave no accountability to it. None. They didn't have to do anything for the money. Yeah. Now, Paul, we've lost the plot, brother. And I appreciate that right there makes me more upset about the story.
He's actually, I just got an update. He's not running for governor, but he is running for U.S. senator.
What does it matter? It's just clowns in different makeup. It's all the same thing. David? David's refusing to speak to me? Is that where we've arrived?
Yeah, a lot of people did text that in. Yes, he's running for senator now.
Okay, all right.
And that's why I said
okay, we're good. We're good.
Michael.
Oh, man.
Go back to New York.
I don't want to. Okay, yeah, you can keep that. The video's coming out of New York City. Wow.
Someone else says, I'm out on college football. It is a joke. I'm totally out.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm hoping the Big 12 will actually stand up for itself, but I'll believe it when I see it. But just what the headlines from this sport are truly remarkable.
This is actually turning into more
And here
than
we go, guys. Follow the money. Texas booster Cody Campbell has donated to the campaign of Ken Paxton.
Oh. And you know what's interesting with Campbell?
You sound like Otto.
Campbell, here's the interesting part. So Campbell is their mega donor.
Yes.
But he tries to play the role of good guy. We need controls.
Right.
Cutscene while he's single-handedly buying a team. It's this weird thing. And then Campbell, I'll tell you. Now, I didn't go here because I thought your story was far better than this. Campbell tried to do a press tour yesterday. Cody, if one guy who's not a billionaire could offer you just a bit of advice, whatever you're paying your PR specialist, it's too much. Get a better one. You need help with this. He sounded like an absolute donkey in this interview. No bueno. You need more PR help. You've got the money.
So it's a lot of Brando has electrolytes.
Not ideal. We'll get to other things in a minute. 97.1.
Hey, ever wonder why Fanatics Sportsbook is America's fastest online growing sportsbook? Other sportsbooks, their rewards are just the same old, same old. But Fan Cash is the ultimate sports currency, and betting with Fanatics lets you stack the Fan Cash. With Fanatics Sportsbook, you can get up to 10% Fan Cash back on your wagers, whether you win or lose. You can use that Fan Cash to unlock the world of Fanatics with unlimited profit boost, exclusive merch, collectibles, and so much more. If you value bets, Fanatics will always have your back. And don't forget about the Fan Cash draws. It's simple. Choose your draw and enter the Fan Cash with a shot at the No Sweat Bet, casino credit, and premium sports experiences, tickets, and more. Extraordinary prizes await. That also mentioned they're giving away millions in Fan Cash this year with games like the Fan Cash Drop. Tap in every Friday and see what all the fuss is about. Switch to the sportsbook that will always give you more to play with. Download the Fanatics Sportsbook app today. Winning hits different here. You got to be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MY-RESET.
Brought to you by Moran Buick GMC. The Tigers gained a quick 1-0 lead over the Twins in the first inning and never lost it. Keter Montero and the bats were the biggest story. Montero earned a standing ovation after 6 in the third inning, where he allowed just 4 hits
They
and
are
one
so
walk.
back.
Stop. Allow me to defend myself in minutes. His manager, AJ Hinch, broke it down after the game.
World Series.
Detroit hit 6. I never said that. Despite what people think, Detroit hit 6 more homers, including the first of the season from Colt Keith that soared 419 feet. AJ Hinch handed out the expected good news before the game that Tarek Skubal will return to the rotation against the Guardians on Saturday. As long as, wow, stop it. You want time to talk as his bullpen checks out. Casey Mize is also expected to rejoin the team for a start on Sunday. He called me number one. The Tigers have moved infielder Javi Baez to the 60-day injured list and picked up outfielder James Outman from waivers. He's played in 49 games this season with a 479 OPS. Lions coach Dan Campbell said he expects Brian Branch back for training camp as well. The World Cup officially underway in Pool A. Mexico leads South Africa 2-0 in the 90th minute there. At the Courtwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto for
So
more.
is that 2-0?
Yes, 2-0, yes.
Could
on
you
the
just
pitch.
say 2-0?
No.
Okay.
It's the kits, it's not the jerseys. At the Courtwell Health Sports Desk, I'm Jeremy Otto. I'm out.
Jeremy Otto on World Cup. Now, Jeremy is joining us
Yes.
because what people don't realize is you do updates like every 4 minutes at every station in this building. You're a very busy man. But you first of all, I want to make sure nothing we said was in any way aggressive towards you. You do know this, right?
No.
Okay.
I'm not saying that, no.
So please explain to the people.
Well, I just think you've painted maybe that I think they're going to win the World Series, and I never said that. Here's what I said. Look, they're playing better baseball.
Yes.
And yes, it could be a flash in the pan. Baseball is, as you said, it's a large sample size, 162 games, just like you can't take 30 at-bats or 2 starts or 3 starts and say, wow, this guy's back.
Truth.
But what I am saying is, look, when the 2 bats were added, Kerry Carpenter and Gleyber Torres, it gave them a boost, whether it was mentally, whether it was just the fact that they're better hitters. I think it was a little bit of both. And yes, they shouldn't have played as bad as they did without them, but that's beside itself at this point. Now they're getting Tarek Skubal back.
Hold on, Rico's first time doing radio. This guy's playing music
ringer
over
off.
here.
Anyway,
Turn my mic on. All right, go ahead. You were in, and worst
he didn't raise his hand.
you broke up Jeremy's monologue. All right. You ought to be ashamed. Go ahead,
You
continue.
know what? I should leave.
Continue.
All right. Now they're getting Tarek Skubal back. They're getting Casey Mize back. You're getting your best pitcher in baseball back. You're getting another frontline starter back if he can stay healthy. That will give you a boost as well. You're playing the Guardians. If you happen to win the series, that tells me something. That means you've won 3 of 4 series against good teams. The Twins, not a good team, but you still beat them 2 out of 3. Should they have? That was my entering that series. I said, okay, you got to sweep them and you got to win the Guardians series, and then you can have a real conversation.
I'll always caution you is calling for sweeps. I just baseball. It's like if you win 2 out of 3, you take it every time. Like
Sure,
I know
no.
what you're saying. The sweep thing that's really hard to do.
You know what? You only start praying for sweeps come September when you absolutely have to have them.
Well, and look, Jeremy,
It's
I
the
agree.
baseball Hail Mary.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I think the difference, it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
My difference is I can just compartmentalize all of it and still say, to hell with you guys. See you the 4th of July. You owe me that much. 2, here's the other problem. And I've said this. I don't think they're going to the World Series. I want Skubal traded. And my not a fear, my concern is, are they going to lull themselves into doing something that will damage the organization? Meaning they don't trade Mize, they don't trade Skubal, they don't trade Torres. And we do go on a little bit of a Disney ride, because the biggest point you didn't make, and I'm going to help you because I do like you, this is the worst American League of my adult life. So you
Sure,
have every
yes.
right to believe we got 90 games left, we can claw back, and I happen to agree with you. They were never going to be a 60-win team, ever. That's why I was so offended by the way they played. I just can't find the joy in it the way you do until they do a little bit more. That's our only difference.
But
no, Jeremy Otto did not say they're winning the World Series at 5:05 on June 11th. I want to state for the record, David, put this in the ledger. Jeremy Otto did not say they're winning the World Series.
He's putting it down. But here's the thing: you're allowed to enjoy them playing better, and you
No.
said that yourself, didn't you? Said you enjoyed them playing better.
No, I said it beats the alternative of them wasting 3 hours of my
It
life.
says if you feel that way, you're a child.
I did not say that. Okay, see, this is where he's mean. Jeremy, all I said is there has to be
An adult in the room.
there has to be a higher level of fandom than like see ball, hit ball. Like you have to zoom out and go look at what they did to themselves. Now they at least got to earn their way back versus we had listeners texting in, Jeremy.
Yes.
And these are your people.
Okay.
I'd rather live in the pretend. I'm sorry, Jeremy. Come on. How long have we known each other? I can't do that. You know this.
No, and I get that. And look, I'm not saying they're completely back either. If they got to put together 2-3 solid weeks or a month in David's case, which we kind of talked about.
I think 4th of July is a fair marker,
I
don't
think
you?
Yeah, no, for sure.
About a month before the deadline,
Yep.
and a full month removed from the worst month of Tiger baseball we've ever witnessed. I think that's fair on David's part.
So are you saying in all scenarios you're trading Skubal, or if they're back into it by the trade deadline, if they're one game up in the wild card, are you trading Skubal?
Yeah, see, this is where I get nervous. I don't think they will. I would because I also think they have the pitching to win this division. They have the ability to get where they want to go. This comes down to you can't trade Skubal if you truly believe you can win the World Series. That's my one thing. And you're going to be right, is if they can carve out that progress. What are they, 5.5 of the wild card?
5 now, but that's without
Whatever
the
it
other
is.
teams playing,
if,
probably.
If you make up 7 games in the next 3 weeks and you're 2 up in the wild card, they're never trading him.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also said, I want him traded. I don't believe for a second they're dealing him. I don't think they're dealing him ever.
I don't think unless they hit double digits behind in the wild card would they even consider trading him. Because 5.5 in the wild card is
Because
you know
it's
what? We're still in the
easier-
game. Still,
Because
we
it's
got a
easier to
chance.
sell hope to people like Jeremy. Now, see, that sounded timeout. Take that. I want to retract that. That sounded insulting. And it was not meant
yes,
to.
it's right in front of me. I'm not even down the hall.
It was not.
Hey, Jeremy, welcome to my world. I get this
But it
every
wasn't
day.
meant that way.
You want to know something
Oh
funny?
my God!
You,
All right.
You said something smart.
You want to know
Way
something
go.
funny? People text me. It's
Put
like,
that on the
did you hear what they
refrigerator."
just said about you? And I'm like, no, actually, I'm down the hall. I'm doing another update. I'm trying to prepare for the next one. I have no idea what they just said about me.
We were nice. I promise.
No, not today. I just mean in general.
Oh, in general.
Yes.
Well, I can't control that. I didn't mean that in the way it sounded. I meant, look, hope is so much easier to sell than reality. Okay? And people, by and large, you're a pretty hopeful guy.
Sure.
And you're a very nice person. I'm more jaded when it comes to sports.
And-
I think hope is not a strategy. It's just this largely childish emotion.
And I want to be frank, my hope isn't completely bought at this point. I need them to keep winning. But
Okay.
to be honest, if they win a series against the Guardians, who have their number, not even this year, for the last 10, 15 years.
Winning the series is bare minimum.
Sure.
I think if you wanted to have a real pivot point for crusty old bastards like myself, you go to Cleveland and sweep them. Mm-hmm. And let's say Skubal looks incredible. Let's say Skubal gives you 6 innings, 94 pitches.
And that's just going to tick you off more because now you're seeing his value go up.
Yeah, and they won't cash in on it. I know. But no, that at that point, I would move closer to Jeremy's side. But there are major things they have to do. Like, I'll give you an example, Jeremy. The Astros suck.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to play the Yankees without Aaron Judge, the White Sox without Murakami. Like, this is the time. Forget the logos. Just look at the benefit of what you're getting. And if they can string together really good baseball and be 500 at the 4th of July, then I think hope takes over. But they got a lot of work to do for me to even go there. Whereas you're enjoying it more. Maybe in some ways I wish I could be that way. I've done this job too long. That I stopped being like you when I was younger. That doesn't exist. It's a different way of being a fan. And I got to be honest, Jeremy, these teams here, they anger me. Because I don't think they go all out to win championships. And then that's hurtful to people like you.
No. See, but that's just it. You're an absolute fan. He's a for the ride fan.
That's true.
But here's the thing: if you have a terrible start like they did, as a fan, if you were a Detroit Tigers fan entering today, you wouldn't want them to turn it around.
No,
Why not?
because I'm ready for training camp. And I want Skubal
I
traded. and I've had
understand
enough.
why you asked that
I just-
question, Jeremy. But
I've had enough.
If you're saying it could be a flash in the pan, though, then why would I get excited?
Because he's saying
serious.
just because there's a possibility it's not real doesn't mean he doesn't want to enjoy it. I understand his emotions here. I do. I'm not that way.
But why not have them prove it's a flash in the pan or unprove it and then see where that goes? I mean, look where we are. We're on June 11th right now. The trade deadline is 2 months away. Like,
I
they
know.
have so much more time. That's where I mean, if we're sitting here August 1st and they're 3 games back, fine, sell. Do what you need to do.
They won't, though. See, Jeremy, that's my fear, and I think Rico nailed this. They could be out of it, and everybody else on the globe could be like, you got to trade Skubal. I don't think they're going to do it.
Right, you're getting phone calls from Yankees and Padres and Braves and Dodgers.
And you know what they'll do? The same thing they did last summer. Same thing they did too. Yeah. We want Cam Schlittler, Ben Rice, George Steinbrenner's corpse, and the Staten Island Ferry. I mean, what?
They did it in 2024, though.
And can you throw Judge in there too when he gets healthy?
Yeah, 100%. No, and there, okay. And Jeremy brings up the last point. Something happened once. That Pixar movie was one time.
No, I'm not saying come back. I'm saying they traded their guys away. I mean, they traded away Flaherty, who was really good at that point.
I know. My fear is after they got the taste of the playoffs and after they spent the money, I think it's very hard for a young president of baseball operations to go into his owner's office and say, hey, remember all that money you spent? Yeah, we wasted it. Oh, and by the way, I got to trade the best pitcher we've had since Verlander. Oh, and one more thing, Chris. I know you're busy. I'm just going to need a check for about $15 million too, to send out the door.
Okay, we good? Yeah, okay. I'll see you for lunch.
That's not an easy conversation. So that's my fear. Look, I hope you have a blast. Okay? I hope your weekend is a giant tilt-a-whirl. I hope they win in Cleveland and you're just partying.
When can I so I can check in with you after July 4th? That's what we're saying?
Now, I think there are things they could do before July 4th. Like, Jeremy, if
Like
they
what,
get,
though?
if they get on a rip.
Yeah.
I mean, if they go out and win 11 out of 12, we're going to have a different conversation.
Okay.
I'm not being obtuse.
Can we redo this segment then? Can we plan on that? All right, let's do it.
Jeremy Otto's Hope Train will be leaving the station. Get to 500.
Look, I'm not even saying they'll be there. I'm
Get to 500.
I'm still looking for them to prove it to me, but I'm saying you can at least say, okay, they might be back because of X, Y, and Z.
I'm not ready to be heard again. All right. Listen, fantastic segment.
Thank you.
I appreciate you explaining yourself.
Yes.
Tell your friends not to send you texts like that. We
I
didn't
won't.
say
Yes.
anything wrong.
I will. Yes.
My God. And we have
I
things.
have 3 kids.
For now. Let them sweep the Guardians. Kid number 4.
2 away from a basketball team.
He'll have that kid while he's doing an update. 248-539-9797. All right, let's take care of business.
Little baby schools.
All right, let me know when you're done, and we'll get to our news of the day, which was one of the great, wildest NBA Finals games ever, and I have the Tigers to thank for me being up watching it. Thank you, rain delay. Because when you're down by 30 in the NBA, and if the Tigers weren't midstream and I was locked in on that, I may have missed it. Thank God I didn't. We'll talk about it next. Biggest stage in the world, FanDuel's changing the game. Sometimes your player gets subbed in these silly soccer games. Well, not anymore. FanDuel Super Sub. If your guy gets subbed out, the bet stays locked in. If your player leaves the match, the bet continues with the substitute. You are in it till the final whistle. It's FanDuel.com/Michigan to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 and up present, Michigan. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER. Okay, we'll get with people momentarily, but last night was truly, it's actually, Jeremy Otto doesn't realize it. This is the perfect juxtaposition of kind of, you do this job long enough or you get to this point in your life, you're in your mid-40s. You know what it takes for me to get excited about sports? Last night. Well, I like sports just fine. And I have opinions about all kinds of things. But if you want that, like, youthful, joyous, excitement, whiz-bang pow.
Where you actually cheer and you have really no reason to cheer.
None, because I honestly dislike both teams. It was just an electric scene last night. And I owe the Tigers, because if the Tigers aren't in a rain delay, these NBA Finals games starting at 8:50 is a crime against humanity. That game's a 30-point game. I think, what was it, 72-41? Or maybe it was 71-42, whatever it was. It was an absurdity.
I think it was actually 76-49 at the half.
You're going to bed at that point. If the Tigers are getting sandblasted, you're after 10 o'clock, you're at a minimum going to tune out. But I couldn't, because the Tigers were in this ding-dong battle against the Twins, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to see this through. But as it's happening, lead gets down to 22. Lead gets down to 19. Then the Tigers kind of complete last night's disaster. It's 15 to start the fourth. Now, when I was growing up, you're dead. 15, game over. Today's NBA, no. And then it was on. Yeah. Then it started to just, okay. And you locked in and watched this. And that OG Anunoby tip in is, it's gonna, if the Knicks complete this, because never doubt the Knicks' ability to choke. But if the Knicks complete this, that's going to go down as a top 10 all-time NBA Finals moment. You will have a hard time. Now, if you want to go back to the 50s or 60s and give me some grainy Bob Cousy footage, that's your business. But Jordan flu game, Jordan like this against the Blazers.
The push-off against Russell.
Yeah, like you're going to have some moments there. You'll have, Kyrie's shot to save LeBron's ass. You have these moments. Anunoby's tip-in is a moment. Where it happens, that moment in time, these videos of the crowd reaction but we get to that last piece of this. And like I could easily talk about societal decay and what goes on outside of MSG, and it's like you want to take up for fans to have a good time. Then you win the game, and fans act like absolute animals destroying their own city, which I can't stand. I don't understand that response. Go have a beer. Have a good time. Why you got to destroy Five Guys? What are we doing here? But I'm going to go a different direction. The direction I'm going is this celebrity thing in New York. I had this conversation with Cookies a little bit. And it's funny is like people bitch about New York. Oh, look at their crowd. And I'm like, have you looked at yours? What's Eminem? A guy who mows lawns? A celebrity. How about all the years you trotted out Tommy Hearns and Motown? How about your former? Oh, look at all these former players. You mean like Rip and Ben and like what are we doing?
Wait, don't forget Mr. Detroit, Jalen Rose.
Oh, please. So I just here was my question. I had this debate with Cookies, and I don't know. Celebs can do whatever they want, but I think it's a very performative. I don't think a celebrity can feel what a regular fan feels.
See, I think that they can, Mike, but here's the thing. I don't care.
Okay.
Whereas with regular fan, and maybe we can take this full circle for today, it was one of the things that you loved about college sports is when you look in the crowd and there's the student section going wild, where you're at MSU and the is zone and a big play happens and the place just goes nuts and you're like, oh my God. You're like, they're going to remember this moment forever. Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, you're a rich Knick fan. Like, okay, in the pantheon of things, how much is Taylor Swift going to remember this?
Well, look, it's more in general. Also, what the hell happened? The ESPN announcer made a hot mic comment. I didn't read the article. Yeah,
Monica McNutt didn't though her mic was hot, so they were talking, and her co-host was like, "Is that Taylor Swift?" And he's like, "I don't know." And she's like, "Yeah, that's her." And then she's like, "She's not even a Knick fan. Get out of here."
Well, that's not true.
And then, you know, the
Also,
Swifties came after her.
She's Don Corleone. You don't go after the Don.
And
Because
that's
her
what she
fans
found
are
out.
like Beyonce's fans.
No, they're bigger than
Okay,
Beyonce's fans.
that's a whole different ball of wax.
Right.
I don't. It's all of it. The other thing is, I don't ever need to see Timothy Chalamet ever again. Plus, that ping pong movie sucked.
Well, his girlfriend looks so happy to be there.
Oh, Jenner?
Oh my goodness.
She was falling asleep.
Hey,
Yeah, that was tough.
But no, you see the celebrities and they're exciting, and you're watching the cast of SVU run out on the court. And
Yeah, see, I don't need any.
the only thing missing
okay.
was cutting down the nets. Like, guys, you didn't
I
win
know.
the title. And it was a little disingenuous because you're so rich, it's like, okay, but you got millions and billions of dollars. Like, does this really move the needle for you?
And that's what my thing is I always think of it in those terms, is like, but then I'm conflicted because you take up for the average fan and you're like, look at the videos that came out after the game. I mean, Wembanyama got hit with, what was it? I don't know what he got hit. What did he get hit with?
They said it was an egg. I'm not sure though, but
This is what we're doing. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like, I don't know, but I was just so happy because sports delivers very, very rarely these days.
Yeah.
Where the product is good. Like we just talked about the Tigers. This isn't a Tiger knock. How is it with a straight face? I can say this is the worst American League of my life. Right. I mean, this American League, the product is such garbage. And it's the NBA by and large, garbage. But you get these little moments that make you want to stick with it. That game last night was it felt old school. It felt like the NBA used to feel and sports used to feel. And I was so glad it was a happy accident. Because if the Tigers were getting destroyed, and with respect, before you're like, well, you should watch regardless. Dude, if it's a 30-point game at halftime, don't be coming at me if I decided to pull the plug. I'm not the one who started the game at damn near 9 o'clock.
Bruh,
and also, how did ESPN not televise Wu-Tang's performance? That's a disgrace.
They
Sorry.
showed
they
parts
needed
of it.
inside the NBA instead.
Yeah, no. Well, inside the NBA kept going back to the Wu-Tang, and where Draymond and Shaq were singing
Arm in
the
arm,
words,
and I
right.
know.
They weren't paying attention to anything but the performance.
Right, so it's just like
go to
put the cameras
performance.
down there, and
Damn.
I'm with you, but
Sorry.
it's you're right. Every now and then, sports delivers a game,
And that was a moment last night
where
where I
you're
didn't
like-
hate the Knicks. I admit it here. I want to admit this. David, we're doing confession.
No, you know
I
what?
found myself rooting for the Knicks. I hate them. But there I was. I found myself rooting for them.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
The arena was electric.
probably the last time I really felt this way was, the Miami-Indiana game where it wasn't going the way that I thought the national title game. I thought it was going to be a blowout.
I'm like, Pacers?
No,
Heat?
no.
That's awfully random.
And I'm like, wait, this is actually a good game. Or I know it's a sort the Tigers 15-inning game with Seattle, where it's just like, okay, this thing could end on any pitch. And you're just like, oh my goodness.
Buddy, I got bad news for you. The last 4 or 5 innings of that game, I was waiting for the ceiling to collapse in on me and just take me out. Because neither of these teams wanted to win. Every inning, it was bases loaded, nobody out, and everyone's just like, strike 1, strike 3, strike 6, strikes 9. All right, we're up next.
But last night, because once the Knicks got it to single digits, I was like, okay. And then, the happiest man in the world right now is Josh Hart. He would have been run out of town because he had a breakaway to give them the first lead. He didn't know whether he wanted to dunk the ball or lay the ball up, and he just kind of threw it off the back
what
of
about
the iron.
De'Aaron Fox? What are you doing?
Well, that was a long flight home. for him.
De'Aaron, you're a vet. And I don't want to overstate it, but I believe he's got one All-NBA season when he was with the Light the Beam Kings. De'Aaron, just stand there and get fouled. What are you doing?
Or play keep away. Because you're winning. So they have to foul you. The only thing I could think of was the meme. I think it was when LeBron was talking to J.R. Smith and he's like pointing his arms like
Yes.
that. That was the whole
When
thing.
he
I'm
didn't know the
thinking,
time.
I'm
Yeah.
like, why didn't you just get the ball and run around and make them foul you?
I
But instead-
looked like Seinfeld last night. Jerry Seinfeld was just jaw on the floor, didn't know how to react. Coach Calipari, same thing. I was jaw on the floor for like the last 2. Now, you had to navigate the commercial breaks, which again, fellas, you're killing me. We don't need stop sets for every review. Like, can you just stay in the arena for one? Can we soak in the moment, please?
Now they don't give it to you. They'll show you the different montage of every celebrity that was around on the court. You have to see how McEnroe feels about it. And there's sign. Your man Larry David almost died. I don't know if you saw that video.
I love LD.
He almost died.
My guy.
Literally. Like,
Curb is one of the great shows ever.
Is he okay? I mean, he
had
passed out.
earplugs in.
He passed out. I was like, man, somebody needs to check on him.
Nah.
But
honestly, it would be the perfect Curb episode. Like, I bet you if you ask Larry David, he's probably thought of writing an episode where he expires at MSG courtside.
Oh, no.
That's how that guy's brain works.
But you're right. He dies and they're only up 3-1. They really haven't.
Right, and like the
won.
ball bounces off his corpse or something. Like that's how his mind works.
Wait, did they win? They won, but they ended up losing 4 games.
We'll get some of your calls, but for a night, it didn't matter the teams. It didn't matter Detroit wasn't involved. That is one of the great events we're going to see all year. It's one of the best NBA Finals games I've seen.
I don't know what the Spurs have left.
Nothing.
This could be just a flat out massacre on Saturday.
This was what happens when a really young team makes it all the way, and you almost have to endure this to end up winning it. I'm convinced they'll win several championships.
And then I'm looking at their coach like, you have 2 timeouts, right?
Mitch. Oh, Mitch Johnson. Poor Mitch looks so confused.
But hey, you know what? They fit in his overnight bag on the plane, so
yeah.
Go ahead and take those back to San Antonio.
Here's Rico.
Hey, what if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at a price that didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included. Guys, no strings, no commitments, and you get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that'll find and fix problems even before you notice them. It's a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with store bank account. Taxes and fees extra after 12 months. Regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity Internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
All right, I want to get to the people. David, we'll get texts in a moment. Go to Jay. He's been patient. He's in Farmington Hills. Jay, what's on your mind, brother?
Fellas, how's it going today?
Good. What do you got?
What's up, Jay?
Hey, I couldn't be more with you as far as getting rid of Scooble. However, I'm looking at this in a completely different way. The reason why they should get rid of he's 28 years old. He's had 3 arm surgeries. They should not let him out there to play one more inning and get rid of him.
They have to.
Like, immediately.
They can't.
That's
Jay. He has to. I know. You're not wrong. What you're saying is idealistic. It's not realistic. They have to pitch him multiple times. I'd say as many as 4 turns through the rotation in order to establish he's healthy, get enough tape, and be able to go to market. Maybe 3 times. But Jay, here's the bottom line. I'll believe it when I see it. I just don't think this organization is the type of organization that has the chops to pull that kind of move. And I honestly think they're going to get close enough into this thing, they'll convince themselves to keep him.
But, Mike, suppose this scenario evolves. Suppose he goes and he pitches those 3 or 4 games, and he starts having arm problems again.
Oh, yeah. Then you're bleeped. Totally. Jay, you're not wrong. Once again, when I say something's idealistic, not realistic, it doesn't mean it's wrong. I'm just trying to operate within the framework of if I'm another team and I'm calling on Scooble, who's missed 40 days and has had one of the most mercurial recoveries to particles in his elbow surgery in the history of the sport. No, I'm not buying sight unseen. We're going to do a home inspection on that. Mm-hmm. I need the Carfax.
He's losing every time. He was most valuable before the season started.
Yes.
Every time he's going to have problems or issues, his value is going to keep going down and down. So they're not going to get anything for him.
Well, look, it's my belief they're not going to get anything for him is they're not going to trade him. But, Jay, here's the thing. I can't go back to where I would have dealt him at the winter meetings. I can't change that. There's nothing I can do. So I don't even want to waste the oxygen on it. He's here. They were going to go all in around him, the Rico Beard plan. And then they were bad to start the year because 500's bad. And then injuries took hold. And again, injuries do not justify the month they had. It justifies them not being 10 games over or catching fire. It does not justify the crap we watched for May. Sorry, it doesn't. And here we are. I mean, Jay, if you're going to be angry that he's still here, I can't help you, man. There's nothing I can do. Once they signed Valdez and Verlander, I said, all right, F it, let's go. But then, look where you are even after a win today. What are you, 11 games under 500?
Yeah, and you're going to have to let him pitch because, as you're saying, people want to see, is he damaged good? So you can't just ship him off sight unseen.
Yeah.
That would just be, reckless.
Let's go to Victor, 97.1. Victor, how you doing, brother?
Hey, Mike, how you guys doing?
Good,
Hey,
Vic. What's the word?
Hello?
Yeah, Vic.
Hello?
All right, Victor might be having some Bluetooth problems. I'll put him on hold. We'll see what the hell's going on there. We'll go to Tyler. He's out in New Baltimore. Ty, how you doing, bud?
How you doing, Mike?
Good, man.
I just want to say this is the best opportunity to get the biggest haul for Tarek Skubal. This is not like Dylan Larkin where you're not going to get squat for it. And he's starting to look like the big boy mascot now. And he only throws 2 pitches, and he's going to get.
All right, hold on.
You know, come on. Get this guy out. I don't care anymore.
All right, no. And Tyler, that's okay. And look, if that's the side you're on, then you have a certain way you want the Cleveland series to go. But let me I want to say this, Tyler. This is important. If history has taught us anything else, I don't give a damn what a guy looks like pitching. All right. David Wells was one of my favorite players growing up. Yeah. You want a newer version, CC Sabathia. All right, Scooble looks like he's playing linebacker right now. I don't care. The velo's good. The location's good. What do you want me to say?
David Wells just looks floppy.
All right, and Scooble doesn't look that way. I'm just making a point like, man, pitchers pitch.
Right, David Wells just looked like...
Kyle Schwarber looks like he ought to be running an HVAC company in Morristown, PA. He's going to hit 60 homers. I mean, what are we doing, Kyle? Seriously. Now, you want to knock a wide receiver for coming into camp out of shape? Or you tell me your quarterback looks like Jared Lorenzen? All right, fine. You can't do that in baseball. Yeah. It doesn't apply. Yeah, I saw the clips of Scooble. Yes, he looks like Max Boa. What do I care? If he can throw 99, I don't care. David, text communications, if you'd be kind enough.
What worries me is that sports have always been my biggest passion. However, what Mike described is something that I just can't feel anymore. Not exactly sure why. Probably a side effect from many factors, but I watched last night and felt nothing.
Well, that's okay. It means you're evolving. Listen, you can still like sports, but it doesn't produce what it used to because the games aren't what they used to be. The greed, the in-your-face, overly capitalistic moves, the fact that we have never been saturated or oversaturated with sports more, the fact that we're told we need to care about something every hour of every day, of every week, of every month, it wears on people. Why do you think I have the conversations I have about the NFL killing the golden goose and it's too much? Right. You eat too much ice cream, you puke. Ice cream is wondrous in moderation. But if you turn into fat bastard, you're going to throw up all over yourself. Right. That's what's happening.
The fact that you felt nothing, though, like, wow, that's
listen.
Either that person is very cynical or they are a hardcore Piston fan who just could not be happy.
And that's fine. I watch college football and feel zero.
Right,
I vibe with it.
But there are certain games that, you know what, I have no dog in this fight. And it's like, this is entertaining.
No, last night was rare, but it was awesome.
It was. Mike, and you know this because it was that whole Rich Rod Pac-12 after dark. It seemed like Oregon and Arizona played every other week.
Used to
but
be
it was
amazing.
fun.
Nothing would beat Washington State on the Palouse.
Right, it's like, oh, it was the first team to 60 wins.
David, we have Victor back. Can I take that call, or are you going to yell at me? All right, David's in a good mood. Victor, can you hear us now? Are we good?
Yeah.
There you go.
Sorry about that.
Don't be sorry at all. What's going on?
Sorry. The smartphone's a little bit smarter than me sometimes.
It's okay. It happens to all of us.
No, I was just going to say about the Scooble thing, man. Let's say the Tigers get hot, like the mantra is, right? Mm-hmm. Don't we want Scooble game one? Playoffs, hopefully?
Victor, it's such a difficult question. I know if they get there, yes. But I also look at what it takes to get there. And that's why, as I sit here, I can only give you how I feel today. In a month, if you hit me up 4th of July weekend, and this team they're white hot, and they're a game out of first, I'll probably come to your side. But as I sit here, it's just so difficult to imagine that day based on the math. That's all I can offer you. And, Victor, what did we talk about? If you kept him and you went all in, anything but a World Series was going to be a catastrophe. Just if you get to a World Series and lose, I'll make that trade. I'll leave it up to fate. Let's go play the games. But if you don't make the World Series, and then him, Mize, and Glaber are out the door for nothing but these silly comp picks, Victor, I can't do that.
That's when you're going to look back and say, well, he pitched game one, and you won't remember any of that. You're going to be saying, what do we have left?
For sure. But let's say, I'm just saying, like, if they do get hot at the trade deadline, let's say
then they got to buy. Then you got to buy.
Say a bat becomes available. If they go out and get that bat, I mean.
Well, then it's different. Listen, I'll tell you one of the bats I'd love to go and get. You played him the last 3 nights. I'd love to go get Byron Buxton. Now, can 100%. I keep him upright? I don't know. But you give me that type of optionality, that type of right-handed bat, that's something I'd be interested in. But, yeah, Victor, that's where they've got to earn that conversation. They got 6 weeks to do it. Yeah. I can't do it today.
Because if not, the end of the season, you're looking like Will Smith at the end of The Fresh Prince.
Uh-oh. Warm weather's here, and everybody's on the road driving like idiots. People flying up north like there's no speed limit. If a crash happens, obviously, problems galore. One of them is the insurance company's already 3 moves ahead of you. Call David Femininio, the accident response team. They're going to help you get your life back. And David will fight to get you what you deserve. Don't let the insurance company run the show. 855-65-CRASH or go to getdavidgetpaid.com. That's getdavidgetpaid.com.
Sorry, I was out partying with Knick fans. So
Are you destroying a Five Guys?
I did not see the destroying of the Five Guys. That I didn't see that stuff. But it was funny because you would have thought that they won the title.
Correct.
I was expecting the latter. I was expecting nets to come down. I mean, it was hugs, it was kisses all on the court. I was like, guys, you still got to play one more game.
No, fans winning yet wanting to destroy things is one of the. I can't.
Yeah, what did Five Guys do to you?
No, it's anything. It's all of it. Just go look. Why are you beating people up? Why are you doing crap? And again, I don't think it's all Knicks fans. I think what a lot happens, and this happened with the riots at State. They weren't even State students.
Right.
It's just people are like, oh,
something to do, an excuse.
Yeah, and it's what's that movie where they play the siren that you like? They play it at Cincinnati on third downs. The Purge.
Oh yeah,
that's basically.
Oh yeah, one time a year.
Yeah, it's where people are like, wow, I can get away with anything now, so F it. And it's not like there's some Knicks loyalists. They're just trash bags that want to destroy things.
It's like the one time we can act like lunatics.
Right, until you get caught and then somebody catches you and beats the hell out of you, and then it's all, oh, I didn't do anything, and it was me. Like it actually was you.
Can I ask you guys a question? I was thinking about this.
You're going to anyways.
Okay. Well, yes, of course. I shouldn't ask. I'll just ask.
You like that, Bob?
Just evolve and dissolve. And
of all the celebrities that you see yesterday or just throughout this series, which one do you actually feel good for? Any of them?
Larry David.
Okay.
Because I love Curb. And I actually think Larry David doesn't act. That's Larry David.
Did you see him almost die?
Yes.
With the missile?
Yeah, that's what I say.
And I said earlier, I think somewhere in his mind he's written the episode where he dies at MSG.
Yeah,
and
probably.
like the Knicks trip over his corpse and it cost them the finals. Like that's how his mind works.
Well, dude, this is a curbed episode because let's say the Spurs come back after after the Knicks come back in Game 4. That would be curbed.
See, for me, it was Tracy Morgan because he's always there.
And what about Spike? What about Spike?
Like Spike, but see, Spike believes he's a part of the team.
He does.
And then that's why I can't give it to him. But like him, like, you know, and or not so fat Joe, like those guys have been
Chalamet.
They've been at games back when the Knicks were just
I felt good for longtime Knicks fan Taylor Swift. I mean, I thought she had been waiting for a long,
3 weeks earlier she was
time.
a Cavs fan.
Well, no, Kylie Jenner. That's
She put
in the work.
I feel real happy for her.
So what does Taylor Swift do? Does she like just point to one of the Knicks? You're with me now, and bring them over?
Yeah, but did you see their T-shirts? That was pretty clever. She was
What?
wearing Stevie Nicks, but it was spelled Knicks.
Oh.
I don't care.
Oh, you don't care?
What's coming up next?
Hey, who threw the egg at Wemby at that hotel
Dude,
afterwards?
We were just talking about this when you guys walked in. I don't understand how fans behave. I don't get it. Anytime we read a story, stabbing in an NFL game over a third down call. You're like, what are we doing?
That's actually legit. Yeah. It was a really bad call, don't you think?
Can you
Or
believe
you know
this,
what?
man?
Or you know what? If Mariska from SVU, it would have been funny. She goes out there and cuffs somebody. We're just going to make this part of the show.
You know what I did last night? And I told Rigo, I've never done this in my life. I was at the Tiger game. And
I thought you were going to say not drink.
No, that's not true. And for the first time in my life, because I knew the game was on the Knicks, when I got home, I called up ESPN Plus and watched the entire second half, start to finish.
Yeah,
which I've never done for a game that it didn't have a vested interest.
It's a rare moment. I mean, it was a wild.
I wanted to see how it I could only see on the score bug what was happening.
Look, I said this to Rico earlier. The Spurs are incredibly young.
Way too young.
This is probably the cost of eventually winning your championship. You got to cut your teeth like this.
And Wojo, what happened? Spurs couldn't miss 3-pointers in the first half.
Yeah.
And instead of just playing ball, they started chucking 3-pointers. And every
They're
time
like,
they
we're
would
so
miss,
good at this. Woo!
Right.
It was a lot.
Man, the amount of threes they took were irresponsible. Signed Joe Mazzulla in Bay Harbor. I hear you. Trust me, I've endured it.
Yeah, it was watching the second half. It was great to see. It actually was kind of fun. I've never done this, knowing the outcome. Because everything.
You watch Michigan football every week with that cupcake schedule.
No,
the outcome.
No,
plenty.
but
especially in 23,
it casts
when they knew
everything
the
in a
plays.
different shadow when they're like so down on the Spurs at first.
Yes,
and then you're going to eat those words. It's very cool, and I think the Spurs are winning Saturday.
See, I don't think they got anything left in the tank.
Listen, they've outplayed the Knicks for long stretches the entire
they have,
series.
but
Two games they lost at the buzzer.
That was Atlanta Falcons-esque.
It was very much.
It was.
You don't come
throwing
back
the football
from
when
that.
you should just run.
Wemby's going to go do some artwork on the Riverwalk. It's going to be okay. What's next?
Leave Wemby alone.
Wojo thinks the Tigers are going to win the World Series.
Yeah,
so
probably multiple
we will
ones.
talk about it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, no,
Because
I
I
don't.
know you didn't say that. So, like, what did you actually say? Because he's being a jerk to you.
Well, no, I am going to say that
They're going to win the division.
There you go.
Well, for all the teams that people think are way out, the Tigers are uniquely equipped to overcome something like this.
I'm okay with this, but I just beg you to say one thing with this.
What?
There is a caveat.
Okay.
This is the worst American league of
That's
your
one of the
adult
reasons,
life.
too.
Okay, as
Yes.
long as you acknowledge this is truly a collection of pigs as far as what the American League is. This is a pig farm.
You could one pig has to win the pig farm.
I agree. I didn't want you to build this up like this
Congratulations.
The greatest comeback ever.
You're the tallest second grader.
They will be the only team if they make
the
the
lipstick
playoffs to
on.
fall 16 under and make the playoffs.
It would be historical.
It would
yes.
be. After
would.
the historic choke job of last year with the
All
15
right,
and a half
we're out of
games.
here. We'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy these two clowns.
Big show.
That's offensive.
Big show.
That's offensive.